Well, welcome back. I'm Sharlene Johnson, the host of Homegrown, and I have a very special guest today that I brought in here. Part of what I try to do is highlight individuals in our community that have catered, supported, given back, but more importantly, have you get to know them and a little bit more about their story. And with that, I have Damien White.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, he works with Farmers Insurance, but Damien is so much more than that. I met Damien when I was on the Wish Education Foundation. That was our first introduction, I think.
Yes.
Maybe?
Probably a little before.
Maybe a little bit before, because we're in the same
Same,
industry.
same town, same community.
Yeah, for sure, for
Small.
sure. Yeah, I remember Damien was very, very excited. You wanted to come on the Wish Education Foundation. You were trying to volunteer left and right for all the events and support it. What made you kind of pursue that?
I was first introduced as a volunteer, and I liked what it stood for, and my kids are eventually be going to school soon. I was like, if I could do anything to help that momentum, so when they get there, they have a little head start. So I had to put my mark on it, as well as do everything I could for their success. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to backpedal a little bit. That was how we were introduced, but I'm going to have you give us a little insight of where you grew up, kind of how you found your way to Santa Clarita. Tell us a little bit about that.
I was born and raised in San Fernando Valley, born in 1980. So all through 80s
81.
80s kid, right? Skateboarding, drinking out of water hoses, following your friends, where my friends, follow the bikes type era. Super simpler times. Come in when the street lights come on and stay outside. That was the era. Went to school at one school, Sherman CS. I did go to Kess Elementary for a little bit of time. Went to Valerio for a little bit of time. Parents moved a couple of times. We lived in Van Nuys for about 5 years, then moved to Reseda. I think I was about 12 and stayed there till I was 21. In the interim, went to Sherman Oaks CES, right catty corner to Reseda High. Was there from 5th grade to 9th grade.
You're a Valley boy to the T there.
9th grade, yeah.
Yeah.
And after 9th grade, I knew what I needed to know, and I disembarked. And I exited with the 9th grade under my belt and never went back.
Yeah. You had all the knowledge you needed to pursue life,
that
right?
That was it. I had it all. I was ready to rock and roll.
Yeah.
I had the ambition. I had the dream. I had it all pictured. I was ready.
If you don't mind me asking, what did you go into straight after if you decided not to pursue at the time? Because I think you said you did get your GED or whatever.
I did, yeah. I did.
But where did you go? Like, what did you enter into in terms of career? Or...
Yeah, I worked at Ralph's for many, many years at the Fresh Fair in Ventura and White Oak. I started as a courtesy clerk. I was 19, just fresh out of GED, and was there, worked night shift, midnight to 8:30. Oh, when you're like 19 years old, that's the worst. The worst hours is midnight to 8:30. Like everybody's out. And you're in.
Yeah.
Like challenging. So I worked my way up to backup receiver. I was the youngest backup receiver. Super great job. But the hours are 4 a.m. to 12:30. But I like that because I get out at 12:30. It's like it never even happened. It's noon, like, and then the day just started.
Were you every day though? Like you work every day there, or were you...
Wednesdays and Sundays I was off.
Oh, okay. So you got a little bit of downtime for yourself.
And so I traveled. I became a district backup receiver up and down Ventura Boulevard, and like different stores would ask me to cover a shift. And I was the youngest one ever to do that, and I came to Santa Clarita when I was 21, and I worked at the Ralph's on White's in Soledad. I became their receiver, full-time receiver, not a backup receiver. I was their receiver.
There were two, too. I think back in the day. And
Hughes
there
and
was
across the street.
Was it at Hughes?
Yeah,
I thought they were both Ralphs at one time.
Could have been. But the one where Carriage Trade Cleaners is right next door to that. The cousins.
Yeah.
Became receiver over there. Still youngest receiver. The strike happened. Yeah. So we picketed on Sand Canyon Vons for many, many months.
Well,
I made more money on the picket line than I did working. It was a union thing, so.
You were doing good.
I was doing good.
You were good. You were helping fight for jobs and everything like that.
Yeah. After the strike, mysteriously the hours disappeared.
Yeah.
Because it's all union.
Yeah.
And so since hours disappeared, I was no longer classified as a food clerk. They demoted me down to the general merchandise clerk. And
they usually have a certain stipulation in unions of a certain hour parameters that you have to meet to be able
to. Somehow the hours disappeared, and I lost some and had to start over. Ended up in the meat department doing seafood, cashier. I became assistant service manager. They shipped me to the valley again.
Mm-hmm.
Was there back to midnights, 12 to 8:30.
Oh my man.
I was like, and I was about, at this time I was 24. And so I was at Rouse for 10 years at
Mm-hmm.
that point. And so one day I just had enough of working those nights and wanted something different. And one of the managers gave me a drop clerk. So all I did during the day was fill ad items.
Mm-hmm.
So anything on ad, I just kept it full. That was my job. Just keep it full. And that was a great job. And then a new manager came aboard and we didn't really vibe. And that was new. That was the end of my Ralph's days because
Yeah.
we were just clashing.
I think a lot of people have that. Like when they go through jobs
Yeah.
and they make transitions, leadership changes, and
Yeah.
then you go, you know what, this isn't going to work.
Yeah.
Because I've had that too as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
And the hours were like, oh man, it was horrible. 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. Like this person really didn't like me. Like it was like 1:30 a.m. to 4:30 a.m.
How
Like it was
could they
like
not like you?
I
You're
don't know.
always happy.
I was happy, but they weren't.
Yeah.
It was really like the most unique shift, like 1:45 a.m. to
Yeah.
3:45 a.m. Just enough for the union not to know that I got enough hours, and I had to get a couple of jobs because of it, like to stack on that because they lowered my hours.
Yeah.
That's kind of where
Well,
I was.
it sounds like you've gone through like then the awesome thing is to see the longevity because a lot of like youth today you don't see longevity in jobs like in my pathway. I think 5.5 years has kind of been the cap, but
Yeah.
you see a lot of turnover in so many
Yeah.
different industries.
Yeah.
But if you have folks like the 80, 81 bracket, you start to
Yeah.
see like how long were you there? 15 years, 20 years. My sister's been at Valley Presbyterian for like over 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is crazy. First job and still there.
Yeah.
But I know you say you grew up in the valley, and you and I had a conversation. We didn't heavily get into it, but you had mentioned to me at the time that you were raised by a single dad before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1990. Let's see. 93. My mom passed away, overdose of drugs, and
Oh.
week before Christmas, about 8, 9 days, and
Uh-huh.
I watched it all happen, unfold, and I was there for the whole process of that. And the day she died, I actually went out and bought her a Christmas present and left it there. I was young, I didn't know.
How old were you?
13.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I thought I knew it all,
Yeah.
and getting ready to know it all. I was still in school.
Yeah.
And then she passed away. And then my dad just ran the reins, but he was pretty distraught too. So mom was mom and dad was dad. So now he was technically both. And so
Yeah.
there was a dad feature, and then there's a mom feature that was missing. So the dad feature was really stout and strong. So I grew up without a mom for the remainder of my teenage years.
How do you think that impacted you into how because you got two little ones right now
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
And so
11 and 8.
I'm sure that impacts you on how you run your day to day
Yeah.
and being there and
I have a
stuff.
lot of masculine traits. I learned, how to have a little softness and the thetics, right? Empathetic, sympathetic, just different softer traits. And my dad was, strong. And so to teach my kids those traits from not coming from those traits is challenging. Like obviously my children have a mom, not obviously, but my children do have a very healthy, aware, active mom.
Yeah.
And so on the time with them, I do the best I can to be understanding and guiding and showing them entrepreneurial, just how I'm in the community and how to operate and how not to operate. Like those are both conflicting things to show somebody and not show somebody at the same time. Like how to just navigate through different obstacles that I've been challenged with. My dad did a very good job. He was an entrepreneur himself. So
What did your dad do?
he owned a kite store on Roscoe and Sepulveda.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, but it was his passion. It was a passion project. So it wasn't a lot of money that went through it, but it was enough to support me. And we did still eat spaghetti Sundays, and we did eat beans, and I still had food stamps, and I still had cafeteria tickets, and I did the whole. I took the RTD.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of RTD. 163 Sherman Way very often.
Yeah.
Everywhere I took a bus. My dad didn't take me anywhere. He said, if you need to get somewhere, find a way. And he always said, what would you do if nobody was around?
Yeah.
And I've always kept that mentality, and that's not always the good mentality, because now I feel more like partnership, camaraderie is the way to do it.
Sure,
But
sure.
he taught me, like, hey, if you're going to survive in
Independence.
this world, you got to be independent. Pretend I'm not here, he said.
Yeah.
This is at 14, 15, 16 years old. Pretend I'm not here.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Honestly, I also think that is a little bit more of that generational thing, because even my own folks, like,
Yeah.
you sit there and you watch parents are like, they won't let their kids go out and ride down the road where we were gone.
Right.
We came back in the night and we were roaming. Well, I grew up in Agua Dulce, so
Ah,
roaming the
yeah. You're
hillsides
not going to
and
run into very much out there.
no, no, but you could rattlesnakes,
Uh,
coyotes, all that kind of stuff.
yeah.
And I said, "How did you let us do that?" And she's like, my mom was like, "Well, you get hungry, you come back,
Right. Find your way home.
find your way
Yeah.
home."
Yeah.
But very much we're not going to hand you anything.
Yeah.
You're going to work for
For
it.
sure.
And I do. I don't know if that's, I feel like it's a generational thing too for us,
Yeah.
because we were raised by like work hard.
Yeah.
You own your mistakes, you own your productivity, you
Right.
own like all that kind of
Right,
stuff,
right, right,
right?
right. Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds like your dad was that way too.
When he was a Carlos Jr., so Roscoe Polo, if you remember, the GMLOs, the Carlos Jr., and when people went to go eat, I used to ask to wash their cars for $5. And as they're eating, I whip up their car, make $5. Then the landlord for my dad's plaza got this super electric water bill, like gigantic. It was like $900 for the month. He's like, "Do you know is there water loss somewhere?" And my dad's like, "Well, my son's washing a couple of cars from time to time. It's $900. Can you tell him to stop?" And he didn't like. He just told me
Wow.
like he appreciated my entrepreneurial. I was 9 years old, 10 years old, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, you need to slow that down. So I had to stop my car washing business. When we lived in Van Nuys, there was like older people, and I said, "Can I bring your trash cans out for 50 cents, and I'll bring them back in for 50 cents?" So I went up and down the block, find the oldest persons I can, and bring in and out the trash cans for a dollar pop.
You've been doing this your whole life.
Whole life, because I had to do what I had to do.
But you know what's funny? I talked to my own kids about this, and
Yeah,
I said, always people always ask us, how do you work in a job that's sales? And I said, we don't sell people, we
yeah,
help people.
right,
And if you have the ability to talk and be assertive and reach out and have a conversation with someone,
right,
then you're going to get into a dialogue.
right,
You're going to find out what is going to resonate with them, what's not, what their woes are, what their successes are, what
right.
lights them up. And everything is relationship oriented or relationship management. And I can see that about you, because everybody, that's why I was joking around. I was like, your night shift, you're always happy.
Right,
Every
yeah,
time I see you, you're
right,
just like,
yeah,
hey.
yeah,
So it's innately built in you, but also I think it sounds like the history of your family and having that in your system
yeah.
is there too as well.
I just appreciate what I do now. I appreciate my flexibility. I mean, even though flexibility it gets mistaken for free time, it's not.
Right.
My flexibility is actually more time I'm taking to, take care of business and be engaging with my clients and engaging with new clients and
Mm-hmm.
prospects. Like freedom and flexibility, they don't always see eye to eye.
Oh no,
Right,
absolutely. Like
right,
what we were talking about earlier beforehand
right,
was, you know, people go, "Oh, realtors get paid so much. I cannot believe." And you're like, "You think that,
right,
but we work for free all the way up until the end of a transaction,
right,
right?"
right,
And that transaction might not come to fruition, and all that time
right,
is an opportunity cost for
right.
us
Yeah,
because we're not working with someone else,
right.
right? In addition, this morning I got a call at 6 a.m.
Hmm.
and I got another one at 6:30
Right.
and another one at 7, and I've gotten them at 4 a.m. I've
Oh,
gotten text messages.
that's very kind.
Yeah,
Super
and I
kind.
was on the phone last night till 11.
Yeah.
I'm sure you get
I've
all
been there.
those
I've been
fun
there. Yeah,
calls.
I've been there. I gotta why my bill go up $1 at midnight.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
There's a water leak in my house, Damien. What do I do, right?
turn off the water. First things first.
Where do
Right,
we start? Where do
right.
we
From
start?
there, like, is
Yeah.
it continuing as you're talking to me, or we're gonna help stop it? Yeah.
I think though, like, some of the things that we talked about with entrepreneurship is, you know we have that freedom and flexibility, but also we're gonna reap the amount of effort that we usually put in. Usually,
yeah.
we aren't like the productivity side of it.
Yeah.
And then if you're in the corporate environment, sometimes I think the biggest gripe that I hear in terms of concern is usually feeling valued or appreciated,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And it's different when you're the boss, you
Right,
know?
because I feel valued and appreciated because I have to keep
Yeah.
myself valued and appreciated. Yeah, I
Right.
mean, not everybody else is going to pat you on your back. You have to make sure you operate and make yourself, give yourself the values that you need to perform at the best, output as you can.
Well, you also do that by volunteering too.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy giving back.
What
I'm blessed, and so like I always enjoy doing what I can.
yeah. Wish isn't the only one you do stuff for. What
That
else
is
do you,
that is it.
it is?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you've donated like when I've asked
Well,
you, you know,
yeah, I mean,
yeah.
but
For
my focus on any board, I have this saying, I'd rather turn you down than let you down.
yeah.
So if my plate is too full,
Sure.
I'm letting people down. Like I'm not going to give you half of what I can give you. I'm going to give you all I can give you,
Yeah.
and then once I'm out, then I'm out. Like I'll be tapped out. But usually I just don't burn myself out. I don't over deliver. I just make sure I'm able to perform.
I don't think I really got that lesson until my dad passed away. And when my dad passed away, I pulled myself out of pretty much every board
Yeah,
because you feel that like
yeah,
sense of
yeah.
what am I doing because I'm not here and I'm not
Right,
present.
right,
And then only selected ones that,
right,
like heavily, not that I don't love everyone, I
right,
love
right, right,
everyone, but
right.
that resonated me. I sit on the senior center
Yeah,
board,
yeah,
so
right.
and my mom goes there, and that was her place.
Yeah.
And then the college with students. You and I share
Mm,
that affinity for watching people grow and
right,
develop and
right,
achieve new
right.
heights and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
I don't have a problem, not a problem. I don't mind, and I'd be more than willing to sit on a committee
Yeah,
for an event. But it comes to on a board, just one board is fine. And maybe I'll advance one day and look at a new board that might need my assistance. But for
sure.
now, Wish is the one I choose to stay with.
So tell me how you got to farmers because you worked with Ralph's for a long
Long
time.
time, long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually became a building engineer, but HVAC.
Okay.
And in this dynamic, you need a special like certificate, like 608 and 410. And I really wanted to be, I like to be cool. So I thought AC was the space to be. I was like, okay, I like to make people comfortable. I like to be comfortable. Maybe this is the realm. So I got 608 and 410 certified, universals 1 through 4. And with this license, or the certificate, they put you at a higher pay rate
Uh-huh.
versus you just were entry level and kind of worked your way. So I just thought I just came in as a master trade. I knew all about it. I didn't know a
You go
lick.
back to ninth grade, you know, I knew it
I knew
all.
it all. I still know it all. And then I'm just rolling in my 30s and I still know everything.
Yeah.
So I went into this company and I was like, I'm here. Like, your master HV technician has arrived.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it turned on, it turned off, and I had a certificate to prove so.
Mm-hmm.
They sent me out to like some grocery store, level 6, and it was a big alarms are going off, and I didn't know what to do. So I had to call somebody to kind of guide me. And there was this old electrical box in there, and I'm just like, this could kill me because I don't know what I'm doing. And I was like, I really don't know what I'm doing, but I have a certificate that tells otherwise.
Yeah.
After a couple of those calls, they got wind that I didn't really know what I was doing, but I was a very good communicator and very good talker, and that's how I got the job.
Uh-huh.
One day, the boss calls me and he goes, I would like you to sweep around a little bit. I said, uh-oh, I think they're on to me. So for 3 days in a row, I was sweeping. I just couldn't understand why I was sweeping and not in the field putting out these HVAC alarms. They're on to me now. And then Friday came around. He's, let's talk. I go, okay. He's like, when you're doing these jobs, right, and you clearly don't know what you're doing, what do you think this is called? I said, probably a liability. Yes, this is this is a liability. I said, yes, I'm your new liability. I'm no longer an asset. I was, a couple months ago. And he goes, I'm gonna have to let you go. But
Oh.
in the interim, when they gave me a company van, right? They gave me a company van. I knew everything. I sold my car because I have a company van. So when he let me go, he says, obviously I'm taking you back in the company van and I'm gonna take you home. And I got in the company van that was once mine. He took me home. I lived in Somewhere at the time with a roommate. And I'm out there at my lunch pail on Foothill Boulevard on Olive View Lane right there. And I had no job, I had no car, and my roommate just told me
We're gonna
we're
leave.
gonna leave.
Yep. Yep.
And at that point, I knew I was in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that was like the beginning of my process of what's gonna happen next. Then I worked at Bob's Country Meats. So Keith, that's
That
my
was huge.
yeah.
Yeah.
At the time, there was my
Some
girlfriend.
history.
Yeah, my girlfriend at the time, which later became my wife. Um, her stepdad owned Bob Country Meats, Keith.
Okay.
I said, hey, Keith, I don't have a job. I used to work in the meat department at Ralph's. Maybe you'll give me a shake. He gave me a job.
Uh-huh.
And so I worked there for about 3 months as I was still looking for another job because, no disrespect to the meat industry. I just didn't want to be a meat cutter.
You didn't want to be the
I
butcher.
didn't want to be a butcher.
Yeah.
Sexy job, but it wasn't long term for me.
What kind of meat you want?
Yeah. How do you want it? Yeah. So I was there, and he actually loaned me $1,200 to get because I had no place to live.
Yeah.
At like 30 more days were out. So I worked there. I asked to borrow $1,200 so I can get a place with my girlfriend. He loaned it to me as I was working there,
Oh, that's very
and
cool.
that's kind of how that started. So when after there, I got a job at um, electrician aerospace. I was an electrician at an aerospace company. I was there for about 2 years. It was a fun job. They can make you travel a lot. I don't like to travel. I like to stay home and just do my thing. And then my next door neighbor, she worked at Ralph. I worked at Farmers, and she's like, "Have you ever thought about insurance?" I go, "I try not to think about it. It's expensive, and I don't want nothing to do with it. Like, I know I have to have it when I
Uh-huh.
need it. I should have it." She's like, "Would you like to know more?" I go, "Sure." I interviewed with a district manager. I was like, "I know all kinds of people. I'm a community guy, and it doesn't matter who you know at that time because just last week I was an electrician, and now I am going to be an insurance agent. So I thought I knew everybody who's going to come over with me, and so that's how I got into insurance. But in the interim, before that, when I was working there, I did a annual review,
Mm-hmm.
and
This is your electrician
it's my
job, right?
electrician's
Yeah.
job. I was there about 2 years, and I remember my boss at the time. He had piercings and wore baggy pants, and he was just like, he was telling us he used to struggle to buy milk for his family.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gets a promotion a couple of weeks later. Then he comes in Ralph Lauren all of a sudden, and he's all dressed to the nines. I'm like, you got a promotion? And from that day, he forgot like where he came from, how he got there. It was really weird. And so he gave me, so in to tell the story, he gave me a review, and he gave me a quarter raise.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, what can I do? Thank you, but no, thank you, but what can I do with that? And I was like, let's talk to this farmer's person because I want to know more about insurance.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did an interview, and I became an insurance agent.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's so funny. Like when you hear, about people's escalate up, even like when we talk about when I say real estate, how did I get
yeah,
into that? And I was like, I was in sales my whole life, and they're like, oh, and I'm like, it's not that difficult because if you've already been in it, it's really about staying in touch with people. And are
yeah,
you good at staying in touch with
yeah.
people? And are you good at walking them through those life experiences? I mean, insurance is one of those things that's also life experiences. When you bought your first car,
Mm-hmm.
when you bought
Had to
your
have
first,
it.
yeah,
Yeah,
when you buy your first house and you're
right.
like, am I going to get
Yeah,
fire insurance?
right. Nobody
Is
likes
that,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, nobody likes the insurance guy.
Yeah.
There's nothing sexy about it. We need it. We have to have it. That's
Sure.
what most people know.
I think when you and I talked in relation to insurance, that one of the things that really resonated with me about you is that you're very forward and honorable about what is it going to do for you and what are you going to get out of
Mm-hmm.
it and what do you need depending upon what your requests are.
Right.
And there was the really bad rains. And I don't remember what year. It had to have been like 3 years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Right behind in Canyon Country, and the whole hillside came into one of the neighbors, our
Right, right,
friend's
right.
neighbor. And you're like, I know you don't want to hear this, but your
I'll tell
homeowner's
you. Yeah.
insurance doesn't cover
Mm-hmm.
earth movement.
Yep.
and and if they do have anything that's a mudslide or a water slide
Right,
or
right.
whatever, it's better if it gets rid of the whole house and smash it. And
For
I go,
example,
no, it
yeah.
sounds terrible,
Right.
but it's true. Insurance, it's a necessity and a
Right.
requirement,
Right.
but not necessarily always as beneficial as we would like.
There's a lot of a la carte coverages too. There's a lot
Yeah.
of add-ons, like earthquake's not part of the fire. It's a lot.
Yeah.
So you really have to know kind of, because in those type of situations, you have dirt, and you have water, and
Yeah.
water's flood, and dirt's dirt, and you put those together, now it's mud. It's a lot of different variables.
What's really hard is like when you look at the stuff that happened in, I'll be heading out to Altadena today,
Yeah.
but Altadena and the Palisades, and how many of those individuals, they own their house outright and they
Yeah.
didn't have insurance coverage
Or enough.
or enough that there's nothing to replace it,
Right.
and they basically are selling a plot of land,
Right.
you know?
A lot of it is good with the agent. Every year they should check in on them, have enough coverage, and some people, not to say the agent's bad, they have a fixed budget. So
Sure.
maybe the insurance wasn't in their budget. Now the house is paid off. We don't need insurance. Let's take a risk. A
Yeah.
lot of risk takers once you kind of pay off your house. That's when you need it the most. All your equity is right there.
Right.
Yeah.
And for a lot of these, depending upon the generation, that can be their retirement too.
Yeah.
And I'm running into that a lot more
Yeah.
where, husbands are gone and, wives are, this is the equity in my house is
Right.
what I have left to retire on. So I got to move out of state and this is all I got, What, one of the things that I do remind people is that, even if you have your house paid off, you can, I don't know if it was you or somebody else that said, just get a higher deductible, so that you can
Afford the insurance.
afford the
Or
insurance.
not
to make
afford.
sure-
I mean, it just makes it a little bit more softer to afford.
Sure, sure,
Right,
sure,
right,
sure.
right. Yeah, especially on a fixed budget.
Yeah.
It's going to keep increasing. Just to offset it, you can raise the deductible. There's obviously a couple you can bundle it up. There's a lot of things you can do, but
Sure, sure.
if for a quick fix, if available, I mean, the higher the deductible, it's not always good. If you have a $50,000 deductible, some deductibles go up to 5% of the coverage, so it gets kind of up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you have any like real cool stories that you were so proud of that you guys took care of, because of, I mean, this is families' lives, their homes, their
Yeah.
cars,
Yeah.
their like
Yeah.
everything.
So I have like a two-part story, one good and one not so good. Bell Canyon fire, 2018. I insured a gentleman for 2 years. On the third year, they required an inspection. And so in that case, you can't. And he called me 2 weeks prior. He goes, "Can you raise my coverages?" He's like, "I don't feel like something is wrong, and like something's gonna." He had very discernment about something gonna happen. So he asked me, "Can you raise my coverages?" I'm like, "Sure." So I emailed the carrier. I'm like, "Can you raise this to whatever this gentleman says?" He said no, and I was like, "Why?" They said, "We have to do the inspection to make sure that what you're asking for is validated. You can't just pick a number and expect us
Sure.
to cover it for what you ask. It has to be justification." Okay. A fire broke through Bell Canyon, burned his house down to the ground. I asked for the coverage. He didn't get the coverage because the inspector hadn't come out there yet. He sued me because I didn't get him the coverage. And I was in this lawsuit for like 3 years, explaining like I asked for it, I couldn't get it, like it's in writing. And he went after the carrier, he went after everybody, he went after me personally. He went after me. And it was during COVID, finally 2020, 2021. I'm on Zoom in my nice clothes, and I just fought and fought and fought. At the end of the day, they paid him out anyways. It's my insurance for myself, my errors and omissions.
Yeah, your earth emissions.
They paid $100,000 on it because they said they have to give him something, even though I was 100% right. I did everything I could. They still paid him out.
Wow.
Yeah. And
Wow.
I tried. And like, I can't just give you coverage. I'm not the carrier. I tried. It was documented. No.
Wow.
So, for example, that's a bad story.
Yeah.
Good story is in 2021 full house fire, burned down to the ground. Farmers paid him in full, relocated him for the time being, full rebuild. Beautiful story.
Yeah.
So that's an easy story. Right?
Sure.
That's exactly what's supposed to happen.
Well, and those are the things that remind you why you do what you do.
Right. It was
Yeah.
heartbreaking. They lost everything. A lot of things couldn't be replaced.
Yeah.
But what could be replaced was replaced.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they lived happily ever after. And I still check out them from time to
I
time.
think we all have those kinds of things too, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's, goods and bads to my profession.
Yeah. Oh, I think any
For sure.
a profession.
Yeah.
In your industry, well, even before, is there somebody that kind of always inspired you to kind of do what you do and move in the direction that you go in? And
Yeah. There was an agent, Jared Bradshaw. He was my neighbor at a town I used to live on, Santa Rosa. I used to live there, and he was my neighbor. It just so happens when I went to Farmers, he was my neighbor at Farmers. I just didn't know that. He was like, I'm a Farmers agent. I was like, I'm trying to be a Farmers agent. I went to the district office, and lo and behold, he was my neighbor when I got an office in my cubicle. I got a cubicle first, and he had an office. I didn't know that. My neighbor in both places. And he always showed me the right way, the correct way, the moral way, like everything about insurance. He was very inspirational.
yeah.
He taught me, showed me motivational quotes and just different things I didn't know. And I just watched him and learned. And he left Farmers, became an independent agent, has his own brokerage, and I pursued and continued with Farmers. And from time to time, I ask him some questions because he knows some stuff. I was like, what would you do here? He's like, da da da. And I was like, that's good. So I still check back.
Where did he go?
He owns his own brokerage, Max
Oh,
Pro
okay.
Insurance Solutions. Yeah, he's a good guy.
But and he's local
Yeah,
still?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's in Valencia.
That's so funny. I don't have
I think he's in Mike Mina's building.
in Mike Mean as well. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll just look at who that is because I'm a nosy hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have anybody like in our industry. I think the person that inspired me has always been my dad. My dad's always been service oriented, so every capacity that you serve in, you're doing it and you do it for the right reason.
Yeah.
And my mom has always been the trailblazer.
Yeah, I love that.
She's like, beg for forgiveness, don't ask for permission,
Right.
make things happen. Because a lot of the time, red tape is about egos or ridiculous parameters that people set up. So,
Yeah, I know. I just knew whatever path I wanted to kind of get into in insurance. I love thinking about residual income. It's one of the true real professions that have that. But service does come along with that. Relationships come along with that. You just can't expect people just to renew with you and you ghost. You're just collecting paychecks. You have to continue building relationships and my dad was really good at that. Like when he had his kite store, new people come. He was the only kite store in the valley. All through the 80s, early 90s, and people used to come all around California, Newport, just to come see him. And he was in Channel 5 News. He flew kites in contests. He was well known in the valley because he was the only one.
was that a family store that he had, or he just opened it?
He just
himself?
opened it. He loved flying kites, and he's been doing it since he was a little kid. He goes, one day I'm gonna open a kite store, and I was 1986. He goes, I'm gonna open a kite store. Okay. And so I was 6 years old. I go, well, let's go. And so I went with him every day that I could because I was just after school or whatever. I was 6 years old. I was still going into first grade or something. And as I got older, 10, 11, 12, I used to go there in the summertime. I used to open up the store as well and get it all ready. And I used to sell kites to people who came in. He taught me.
Was your mom involved in that too? When
She was involved in like the bookkeeping aspect of it. She was a supporter because my dad was like an entrepreneur, and so like that was kind of our time.
Yeah,
He's still alive. He's 74, and now he's part of my agency.
that's nice.
Yeah, so he'll take calls after hours, and he'll also call you back. So there's not a lot of insurance agencies that are family based. They usually call 800 number.
I hate.
You'll get somebody somewhere somehow.
Uh-huh.
And so he'll take calls until 9 o'clock at night, until he's legally allowed to, and he'll call you back.
Yeah.
All the way till 9.
It's so funny because I think we always hear like our industry, everyone goes, oh, AI is going to replace you. And I said, okay, well, tell me how much you like sitting on calling the bank on a 1-800 number.
Right.
So do you want to do that for every single transaction in your life?
Yeah.
I go, because I'm going to tell you, I yell at the phone a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. My
Tell
dad,
me what I need to do.
Yeah, my
Who do I
dad's
talk to?
super unique. So the later it gets, he'll pick a different accent as it gets later.
Oh, he's my person.
So 6 o'clock is regular. He'll be in Britain, in over there. He'll be in Scotland. Seven,
Scotland.
yeah, it's around there.
Scotland.
7 o'clock. He might be winging his way to like maybe India or Pakistan, and he'll create a new accent.
Does he do that
He
with
does not.
people,
He
like,
doesn't.
on the phone?
No matter who calls, he'll 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock.
That's
I don't know what you're
awesome.
gonna get. You might get somebody from deep east, and he'll
Uh-huh.
and have fun with it. And he'll be like, "I'm so and so from Damien White's insurance agency.
Uh-huh.
We're actually changing our name to True North. We're gonna come out there soon."
Right.
And he'll call you back with a nice thick stout
Irish
accent.
brogue,
Yeah.
darling.
He
You're
might
looking
be
out.
Ireland on Tuesday, and he picks and chooses where he's gonna go
Dude,
every
you're
day.
gonna make me like come up with pull out my shots again.
Yeah.
My mom always was like, "Why do you always do all these accents?" Corin knows I do a ton of
Right.
accents,
Yeah.
and I started that with my grandmother because we used to go on vacation, and she'd be like, "Sharlene, don't play with your food," and blah blah blah,
I
and I
love
was
that. I love that.
so now I haven't met your dad, but I'll have to
He's a pip. He calls himself a pip.
a pip.
Yeah. He calls his own self a pip. And so he's a good guy. And he doesn't work for me. He works with me. He's rocking and rolling. He's doing really well.
Having fun in life.
He's having fun, and like his accents, like people call me the next day. He's like, I talked to this guy in Ireland about 8 o'clock. I go, and his name is Happy Howie. So that's how he introduces himself as Happy Howie. So this Happy Howie here. I see we missed a call. Here's your return call, in whatever accent he chooses till 9 o'clock.
That is so awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have to hit you up to
Call
introduce
about
me.
8:50. See where you land.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
But I might get a text message back from you
That
too.
lets you know that hey, we understood that you called, and we'll get back to you for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Different time zones in Ireland.
Well, so today you fill your days out here in Santa Clarita. If people are looking to find you, where do they find you? You know, obviously you're doing insurance,
Yeah.
you're doing stuff for the Wish, but what else? What else do you do in town for fun for yourself?
I mean, a lot of time I spend time with my kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a super important time. So when I have that time, I'll make sure that's their time. I do obviously work, I'm at the table and on the way to the shower, like you just,
Yeah.
just always, I'm always working, but I'm always engaged, and they always know they have my focus.
Yeah.
Yeah, but traditionally, if I'm not at work or, I'm with my kids.
How remind me how old each of them are? I think you said your son was 7.
He'll be 8 on Monday.
Yeah.
Chloe is 11 now. Her eyes are rolling back of her head when she talks to me, and she has like this hand, like she's doing a pulling gesture now. I think that's
Nosy.
yeah,
Nosy.
yeah. So I'm learning those new moves, and so a girl dad. I've always been a girl dad, so
Yeah.
I'm a boy dad too. I mean, I think it's more challenging to be a girl dad because I have to understand these new emotions and feelings, and
Oh yeah.
so my son's like, whatever, like, the sky's blue, it's blue. And Chloe's, it's blue, but it has a tint of this, a little hue of this. So it's challenging sometimes.
Well, we all go through the shifts and changes
Yeah.
because my kids are 12 and 14, and
Similar.
we went from like mom to bro,
Yeah.
mom, seriously. I love it when you pull up. Have you done this? Oh wait, you will do this. When you pull up with the radio blasting to go pick up your kid,
Yeah.
and they're like,
Yeah, I'm a bro, I'm a bruh. I'm a lot of those things. And I try to sound like I'm your dad. Like, I'm not really a bra.
is your daughter doing that?
Yeah,
Oh,
everything.
really?
Everything. If she doesn't like my answer,
Son of a girl,
it's
so-
immediate, bro.
Yeah.
Like, why?
They doesn't do dad.
Yeah.
Dad.
Not even, it's bro.
Yeah.
Really, bro? Yeah. Let's do that.
Is she in a lot of activities right now going on?
She was hopping from gymnastics, dancing, softball. She wasn't a fan of softball, and I hope she doesn't see this, but she might. First day of softball, she gets beamed right in the eyebrow, and the stitching on the ball leaves an imprint on her forehead, and she had to go to the hospital. Like that was the end of her softball liking. We encouraged her to continue on her journey of softball. And every game and every practice was a fight. She's like, I don't want to go. I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
And I encourage her, like, if you start something, you got to finish something.
it.
It's going to hurt. And every time, a good portion of every time, something happened. She got hurt. She got hit with the ball. The bat wrapped around her finger and smacked her in her ears. The most goofiest things happened, and she ended her career pretty shortly into the season.
She's like, I'll stick with gymnastics. Thank you very
No,
much.
no, she just wanted. No, she hasn't figured out what she wants to do yet.
Okay.
But I encourage her to do something.
She when I met her, she seems a very like steadfast, sure person. So
Yeah.
she's not gonna let anything stand in her way when she figures it out what
Yeah.
she wants.
Yeah,
So.
maybe track. Maybe she should go running or something. Minimal amount of.
Go burn off
Yeah.
some energy,
Just go
bro.
running. Bro, go
Bro.
running. Yeah. And my son's super easy. He just likes Nerf. He likes mathematical. He likes engineering. He likes to figure out how things, get built. He likes to figure out how to take them apart.
He'll be your entrepreneur again.
He will be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my boys are. You got two different sides of the spectrum. You meet Steven, he looks like Mike, and you see James, and he looks
Yeah.
like my side of the
Yeah.
family. Oh, totally opposite. You talk to Steven, he's chatty Cathy like me. James is like, hey James, how's it going? All right, guess that's great.
Yeah.
How's school go? Good. All right, awesome.
What'd you learn at school day? Nothing.
Nothing.
Sweet.
Nothing.
Yeah. And then roll your eyes at me.
Oh, it's fun, but
Yeah.
we've hit completely the bro stage. But both boys are big into sports right now, which
Yeah.
is really great. And you probably see this too with your kids, is the transition from like when they're little and everything's very like lovey huggy dovey, and then as they get older, like they don't really need mom, they need dad.
Yeah.
But if they're gonna ask for anything, they're gonna go to mom, because dad
For
will
sure.
be like, no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
What you're gonna buy it yourself? I say that too though.
Yeah.
But you probably do that with your kids. I do it all the time. I'm like, you want to earn it? You can go do door drops. You can
Yeah.
go work.
Yeah.
Everybody can start learning
Set up a lemonade stand.
Yeah.
Yeah. My daughter she's giving me the side hugs now. Like before it was a fool, now it's I'm too cool I'll give you a side hug. And my son wants to slap me on my butt on the way out. He's like, good game. I'm like, all right, fine. Bro. It's cool. It's definitely a neat stage.
Well, you'll have a lot more fun as they keep getting older too. But your daughter's like right there at where my youngest is. So
It's a unique age. She just
phasing
turned
into that.
11. Yeah.
Well, I think in the roles that we play, I think we're always trying to teach them to be steadfast and responsible and own your stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that that's one of the most beautiful things about being in a role and a capacity like what you do and what I do, is that you maneuver it, and guess what? We're not going to be here. It's so crazy that you said that to me, because that's something I've always said to my sons.
Huh?
One day we're not going to be here. You got to
What are you
figure it
gonna
out.
do? Yeah.
I told Steven, I was like, be a problem solver. He was 3, and he's like, I don't want to be a problem solver. I was like, you're going to have to.
Be a problem maker or a problem solver. You got to pick one.
Don't worry. You could do both.
Right.
Just make sure you end
Fix
up
your
on
problem
the
right, as you go. Yeah.
Well, I am so glad that you came out and came to talk to
Appreciate
me.
having
And
me.
I always want people to understand that there's a human side and a person, even though we serve in the jobs and the roles that we have. We've spent a lot of energy time in this town, but also very family oriented and want to take care of your family too. And so with that, I'm going to ask you, do you have like I'm a quote person. Do you have any quote that you kind of live by to close that out?
I'm a kind of my quote is pretty simple. If you're gonna do it to the best of your ability, or don't do it at all. Mm-hmm. That's how I run my operations. Every operation, even when it comes to making my bed, I make my bed completely.
Yeah.
I just don't throw my comforter over my pillows, right? I lay it like I'm just a completion type of guy. So
Sure.
I teach my kids: you start it, finish it. If you can't, find somebody to help you finish it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about teamwork.
Yeah, you bet, my homie.
Good job.